What's good, fellas? GameNut here, and welcome back to another episode of Madden 22 Ultimate Team. Hope you guys are doing good. Today we are going to be taking a look back at one of the most beloved promos that comes out every single year around Halloween time. You guys know this. The infamous Most Feared is finally here. Obviously, like I said, we're taking a little bit of a look back towards this. You know, I am keeping up to date, trying to grind with the current promo that is out in Ultimate Team right now, which obviously you guys know is Christmas time right now, so I am trying to grind out the Zero Chill stuff. But looking back at the Most Feared, obviously what today's episode is about, coming out in 3 separate releases. There were a ton of new cards that came out, all in total with Most Feared. Obviously, there being a bunch of 92 and 93 overall Most Feared champions, and then outside of that, there was probably an additional maybe 16 plus different 90 overall Most Feared cards that came out with this promo. Now, as usual with the solo challenges, which there was quite a bit, you guys did see there was 90 challenges in that one category. Lots of free cards and free rewards that came out of doing all of those solo challenge grinding. Obviously, there isn't too much worth showing you guys out of all those free cards because most of it is used for some exchange sets, what we'll get to here into a second. But really the most important thing that we got out of all of those free rewards, honestly, is this 90 overall fantasy pack, which of course is an NCAT. We can't use this for any sets, which does suck a little bit, but since this is the Most Feared episode, I decided to just go ahead and use that free 90 overall on picking up Derek Carr for this episode. Being the Most Feared episode, we're of course going to go ahead and get the quarterback that was within the Most Feared promo. And honestly, all those other free 90 overalls, I honestly didn't really have too much of an interest in adding any of those guys to the team. Now, next up, thanks to all of those other lower overall players and stuff that I didn't show you guys, I was able to use them in the exchange sets and whatnot, like I was saying, to go ahead and complete another set for a 90 overall for pretty much no additional coins. And the guy I decided to bring into the team here, as you guys are seeing, is wide receiver Keenan Allen. Now, like I said, he will be on the team, but I'm not going to show you guys his stats just this second because currently he is needed for a different set, which is going to be the Master Champion for Ray Lewis. 93 overall, of course, being the Most Feared episode. You guys know I'm going to be trying to bring in as many of these 92s and 93 Masters as I can to the team. And obviously, I mean, I don't have to keep defending myself and reminding you guys, you know I'm a Ravens fan at this point, and the second Ray Lewis is being put into the game, I mean, no question, he's going to be put into the lineup. So completing the set, we've got Ray Lewis and his power-up, and of course, we are able to go ahead and bring back some of those 90 overalls. And you guys can see we've got Brandon Graham, Marshawn Lattimore, Shaq Mason, and of course, bringing back, like I said, Keenan Allen. Definitely some solid looking stats for those 90 overalls, but of course I know what you guys want to see are those champion players and what those stats look like. I tried my best to bring in as many as I could for this episode for you guys, but going back to Ray Lewis, of course we are going to put that power up to good use, man. I mean, Ray Lewis is probably going to be on our team for the rest of the year, man, no matter where he falls in the depth chart at some point. I mean, Ray Lewis probably going to be here for the rest of the year. Like I said, he's here to stay, man. So of course 94 overall for Ray Lewis. I obviously had to go ahead and throw on an X Factor and a few abilities to try out on this. And before you guys ask, yes, of course we are going to bring in the other Ravens legend to the team, man. Obviously it's pretty awesome that they decided to drop Ray Lewis and Ed Reed both at the same time for this promo. I mean, they're definitely I'd say 2 of the most feared defenders of all time, if I don't say so myself, and you know, if it's not a little bit of a biased statement there. But obviously you guys can see here, taking a look at Ed Reed's stats, now sitting at a 93 overall. The champion card that did come out for Ed Reed, I think, was at like right outside linebacker, which I thought was a little weird. Obviously I'm not playing this dude at right outside linebacker. The man is a safety, so 93 is strong safety, of course, an X Factor and ability on top of this man as well. So of course there are going to be a few more champion cards that I tried to bring into the team. Definitely had to spend quite a bit of coins, but it's all right, man. Starting things off, we've got 92 overall Derrick Henry at running back. I definitely say that this dude has to be the most feared running back in the NFL, man. When he is healthy and playing, I mean, the dude is just a complete giant running at you. So I'd say he has to be the most feared RB. Next up, got to go ahead and pick up another receiver. Of course, the champion we picked up is going to be DK Metcalf at 93 overall. I think they also had a Randy Moss in this promo, but I wanted to try out DK Metcalf, our first time bringing this guy into the team this year. You can see his stats. Obviously, you guys know that this dude's an absolute monster as well. Pretty much a freaky, scary, tall receiver in the NFL, but he's definitely been on a cold streak recently. I feel like there could be some tension between him and Russell Wilson right now. That's why things are going the way they are for Seattle, and DK Metcalf. Of course, next up, you guys are already seeing it, 93 overall, Rob Gronkowski, obviously the greatest tight end of all time. There's no question about it in my book. You can see all of his stats, obviously going to make a lot of plays after the catch for you, and on top of it, he's got great run blocking to help you out in the run game as well. So switching over to the defensive side, of course, we're going to be bringing in some defensive champions from this promo. Starting things off with Jesse Bates at 92 overall free safety. We did have this guy earlier on in our team at the start of the year, so going to be bringing it back, seeing what this 92 overall card is all about. Another member of the secondary, definitely remodeling the entire secondary almost just for this episode of Most Feared, as now we have a new #1 corner joining the team right now, 93 overall, Jari Alexander from the Packers. This is another one of the superstars in the league currently that I think he's been on IR for the past few weeks or so. I'm not sure, but I think he is designated to return soon, so that will be nice to see for that superstar player. And then, of course, last but not least, we have ourselves 93 overall Aaron Donald. We were just using his 88 overall Corley not too long ago, so usually his Most Feared card is ends up as a limited, so it's definitely nice that it's not limited and I'm actually able to afford it and try out Aaron Donald this year at Most Feared. So there you guys have it. That is going to do it for all of the upgrades in this episode. There definitely is still a lot of players in the Most Feared I know that aren't going to be in this episode, man. Like I said, there was only so much I could do, only so many coins that I could try and spend on this team and whatnot. So hopefully, guys, I hope you guys like this Most Feared episode and it does it justice. But you can see the offense, you can see the defense now. Obviously, there was a lot more changes made to the defense for this episode. I mean, I can't help it, man. I just like my defensive players a little bit more, like having to shut down teams and not letting up any touchdowns. Now, of course, as we jump into our head-to-head seasons, if you guys remember in the last episode, we did finally get to 7 wins. So technically, we are in the playoffs, but while in the process of trying to catch up and get gameplay for you guys in all these episodes, I kind of lost track. I didn't realize I should be in the playoffs right now, so we'll just worry about the playoffs in the next episode. Alright, boys, jumping into our first game of the episode here, playing against the Seahawks, and my opponent having that Most Feared Marshawn Lynch in his lineup. But the first carry of the game here is not going to be going to Marshawn. That is Travis Etienne, I believe is how you say his name, that is getting absolutely lit up. That was our new free safety, Jesse Bates, who came up with that big hit there. No huddle offense for our opponent, and he is going right back to the same inside zone run. This time it is going to be Ed Reed coming up with the tackle, so our new safety's already coming up with a pair of plays right here. Once again, going with the no huddle offense for my opponent. Definitely seems like it's been a trend lately in these matchups I've been playing online, trying to get gameplay for you guys. Taking a shot deep.
Gotcha, bitch.
And that is going to be Jesse Bates coming up with the interception. And how do you like that? That is our new safeties coming up with 3 plays in a row on defense to start this game, man. We've got big hits being made by Jesse Bates. Ed Reed making the tackles, and then he gets himself an interception, Jesse Bates, to start this game. And now we're taking a shot deep to DK. Oh, man, I thought we had him beat, man. Metcalf actually burned his defender, but Derek Carr, how do you overthrow a receiver like DK Metcalf? It's all good, because on the next play, we've got Mike Evans, old reliable, coming up with a nice first down conversion here. He had himself a big game in the last episode. Next play here, trying out Derrick Henry for his first carry. Nothing too crazy, though, only going for 3 yards on that first carry. Next up, 3rd and 7. A great D-line user here for my opponent. We are able to evade the sack there, and Derek Carr able to fire one there to DK Metcalf for his first catch now. Next play, Derek Carr going to be scrambling out of the pocket now, showing off his scrambling ability as well. He's got the speed, makes a defender miss, and steps out of bounds at the 5-yard line. A nice 25-yard rush there for Derek Carr. And next play on 1st and goal, we are going to be going to the red zone threat that is Rob Gronkowski, a low point pass, and we've got ourselves a touchdown to open up this game. 7-0 lead. Great start for the Most Feared offense. So as we come out now, once again, seeing what the Most Feared defense can do. Ray Lewis is going to be coming up with a nice conservative, secure tackle there. Next play on 1st and 10, my opponent having Jalen Hurts there at quarterback. Jamar Chase here as his #1 receiver, finding him for a short little drag route, 7-yard completion there. Next play on 2nd and 3, once again, Jalen Hurts, he's scrambling to the right side of the field. Wait a minute, where have we seen this play before?
Gotcha, bitch.
And this time, it is the legendary ball hawk Ed Reed coming up with his first interception on our team. And man, these Most Feared safeties are coming up making a statement, man. 2 turnovers to start this game. And now for the Most Feared offense, back to Rob Gronkowski, beats his man. He jumps over a defender, Gronkowski. No words. I have absolutely no words to describe what I just witnessed from that man, Rob Gronkowski. What a catch and run on that touchdown. as now back out on defense, man. Oh my goodness, where have I seen that before? That's just one of the funniest plays I feel like I've ever seen my defense make, man. The entire defensive line, all 4 guys make a play. As, oh my goodness, the next play, we're going to be needing to get an ambulance rolling out here on the field for Jalen Hurts soon. This dude is getting bodied here in the backfield by our pass rushers, getting smacked around for another sack, and on 4th and 20, obviously this guy is going to be going for it, as he was going no huddle all game, going for it on 4th downs as well, so I expected no less from this guy. Turnover on downs and on offense for us. He did bring us up to a 4th down, but I mean, hey, he's not going to stop us. Who does he think he is? Mike Evans going in for the touchdown. We now have ourselves a 21-0 lead in this game. Now, there really isn't a whole lot to show you out here on defense because, I mean, his offense was the same. Inside zones and then bombs down the field. And eventually, you're going to get lucky with those bombs down the field as he does get one here to Emmanuel Sanders. 21-7 now this game. But with 12 seconds left on the clock, oh, DK Metcalf putting the defense on ice skates, making all these defenders miss. Oh, and he had 1 guy left to beat down to the 5-yard line. We call a timeout left. 6 seconds left until halftime, and we have to go right back to the man. DK Metcalf, he deserves that touchdown after that catch and run he just made there, man. I mean, what was that, like 5 or 6 missed tackles he just made that defense miss there, man? Absolutely insane plays being made here by these offensive champions of Most Feared Man. And as you guys can see, coming back out now in the second half, it is going to be Derrick Henry getting involved now. A long run touchdown for Derrick Henry. We now have 35 points in this game. You are going to see my opponent does have 14 points in this game. He actually returned the kickoff with 1 second left until halftime.
Gotcha, bitch.
For a touchdown. It was actually insane. I couldn't believe it. He had the touchdown there before that previous play, if you guys didn't notice that as well. But coming out on defense now, you guys can see Marlon Humphrey's going to snatch that interception. I thought that one was going straight to Jari Alexander, and I was kind of a little upset, man, that Marlon Humphrey stole that. I mean, it kind of seemed like it was meant for Jari Alexander there, but it's okay. As we come back out on offense now, man, we only have 1 left of these Most Feared players to get into the end zone that hasn't gotten in yet. It is Keenan Allen here on the nice little zig route, a nice catch and run, and once again, a low point pass to Keenan Allen. He finds himself in the end zone, a 40-point burger for the offense. I'm honestly a little surprised it took him that long to rage quit, but hey man, if he wanted to take 42 points to the face, I'm okay with it, as we're coming out here in the second matchup of the episode now, facing off against 93 overall Most Feared Michael Vick. That's going to be interesting to play against, as Derek Thomas is coming up with a sack on him, the first play of the game. 2nd and 18.
Gotcha, bitch.
We are going to be getting a user pick 6 with Ray Lewis. I'll tell you guys what though, man, I definitely enjoyed this Most Feared promo because all the cards I brought to my team while I was trying to get gameplay and just playing with these guys on my team, they all felt good. They really felt like big time playmakers, man, and obviously as you guys can see, they made big time plays for our team, and it was just a lot of fun. So as we come back out here on defense, man, seeing what else we can do.
Gotcha, bitch.
3rd and 12 for Michael Vick, and he's throwing up a duck, and I am there to lurk him once again with Ray Lewis. The GOAT middle linebacker is coming up with 2 picks in this game. Oh man, look at him showing off with a little dance as well. We've got ourselves a 7-0 lead. Of course, we need to extend this. Derek Carr standing in the pocket, finding DK Metcalf once again in a tight window there. There was 4 defenders in the area, but we were able to find him. 1st and 10 now. Dude, I don't know what was going on with the people I was playing against this night when I was trying to get gameplay for this episode. This dude sent no pass rush at me whatsoever. Just let me stand there all day in the pocket, being able to find a wide open receiver. I mean, if you're going to give me all day, I'll find Rob Gronkowski there. The following play, we're going to Derrick Henry once again, trying to get into the end zone. Unable to do so, so instead we are just going to go once again back to the man, Rob Gronkowski, probably one of the greatest red zone threats of all time, getting himself another touchdown in this episode. So as we come back out here on defense now, having a 14-0 lead, Michael Vick looking for his running back here in the flats for a little check down. Now, if you guys notice up at the top, we've got 1 minute left in the first quarter. This is another one of those games, I know I just said in the last one, where there isn't really a whole lot to show you on defense, because this man took an entire quarter to come all the way down here to the 1-yard line.
Gotcha, bitch.
to throw an interception like that to Jari Alexander, our new #1 most feared champion corner, coming out here now making himself a play. And that's what I was just saying, man. It just was a lot of fun. All of these new most feared cards that I brought in, just everybody was stepping up and always made themselves a play, as now we've got, like I said, the member of our secondary, Jari Alexander, coming up with a pick. And I don't know what was going on this night when I was trying to get gameplay for you guys, but I mean, again, this man is sending no pass rush. He sends one guy after, sitting him in a QB spy, and I mean, I'm going to sit here and dot up this defense all day long if I've got, 10 minutes to sit here back in the pocket. So, like I said, that's another reason why I always don't play every game in a row in a season for you guys. That's why I obviously, just play multiple games until I get, obviously, good enough entertaining gameplay for you guys, because sometimes stuff like this happens, man, and obviously some games aren't always going to be more fun to watch than others. So, as we're coming down here now, just trying to keep it simple and just feed that man Derrick Henry to rush into the end zone and extend our lead, as now we go up 21-0 here on our opponent. So not really a whole lot left to show you here in this matchup. A couple more plays made here by our most feared defenders. At this point, I was just trying to get a little cute with our defensive plays and just call some different stuff to see what works. So sending a nice little cornerback blitz there. That was Marlon Humphrey who's coming up with the sack there in the backfield. Here on 4th and 17, however, he is able to get a little lucky here, find Mark Andrews here for a nice little playmaker and keep his drive alive. But once again, it took up pretty much all of the time left on this game. 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Michael Vick coming down here, scrambling to get popped by Cam Chancellor at the goal line, and the GOAT Ray Lewis is there with the recovery. And oh man, this poor guy would just have these long offensive drives, take a lot of time off the clock, get all the way down here to the red zone, and then just turn the ball over. I mean, what else can you say about that there, man? Closing out the game there with a shutout, 21-0, and that is going to do it for this episode. Of course, like I said earlier on, we were supposed to be in the playoffs for this episode, man, but hey, we just had a little bit of fun with this most feared lineup. I definitely enjoyed having these guys on the team, and we were just getting some good gameplay for you guys. So, of course, next episode, I promise I will actually be in the playoffs in my head-to-head season. So once we're playing in those playoff games, it's actually, we're in the actual playoffs and whatnot. So anyways, like I said, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode with the most feared team, man. If you did, be sure to put a thumbs up on the episode, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.